Okay, so ever since news broke out about a month ago that Pat McAfee was going to take his show to ESPN, this drew a lot of negative backlash from fans. Pat McAfee was always the anti-establishment, anti-suit and tie type of guy and had already mentioned in the past that there was no effing way he'd go to the dark side.
A difference because our show was never a ESPN show, never will be an ESPN show.
So when this news dropped that ESPN was going to be broadcasting the Pat McAfee show on their various ESPN channels, most people were livid. People were also upset with his video announcement that kind of mocked and trolled fans. I mean, just take a look at the YouTube likes and dislikes ratio following this announcement. They were getting absolutely demolished in the comments and likes section, often getting more dislikes than likes, and it wouldn't be until very recently in the past couple weeks when things finally seemed to simmer down. But something tells me that once this transition actually goes through, things might actually pick up from a month ago. That said, there's a lot of communities, particularly the one on Reddit, that have been trashing the show as of late. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really watched in the offseason as I usually only tune in during the NFL season, but some of these fans are just outright pissed. Particularly on the June 5th episode of the show when they had a few interviewees on, and one being ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins. Anyways, this one guy posted a thread saying, haven't watched the show for a couple weeks, but I've seen enough. Scrolling through Twitter and I see a repost of Pat talking with Kendrick Perkins. They aren't even under the Mickey Mouse yet and they're already having to have these dumbass guests on that nobody from his fan base sincerely wants to see. I'm gonna have to agree with Buddy over here. PMS fans are totally different from ESPN fans, and that's why most of these guys are upset. ESPN has somewhat devolved into a toxic sports shows at times, and Kendrick Perkins was usually at the forefront of all these horrible takes.
When it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are other.
The next day.
I want to correct something here from yesterday's show.
So it's understandable their reaction to seeing all these ESPN guys on their show. Look at some of these comments here. Definitely the worst sports guest they've had. We'll never get past racism with mofos like him on TV. Too many white players winning MVP. Literally 3 in how many decades? Another Redditor said, truly the first time I've seen the influence of ESPN take effect. Perkins is nothing but a shit stirrer, paid to make outrageous takes and generate clicks. I'd never watch a full episode or even when they're live, so it's pretty easy to skip, but yeah, not ideal. This next guy didn't hold back. People on this sub swear the show won't change, but then don't acknowledge the fact that when guests have already changed. For real, I was a defender of PMS, but Kendrick Perkins, this guy's an effing joke. Every time I'm forced to hear him, I wonder if he can possibly top how dumb he was the last time he opened his trap. So yeah, the comment section has been lighting up Pat McAfee. Here's another comment that kind of goes deep and is a bit more recent. It's titled, What We Feared. So I was all on board with the show being picked up by ESPN and how widespread it would be on their platforms. My only gripe with the move was the fear that all the people I don't want to watch that happen to be on ESPN would creep into the PMS universe. And it's already becoming a thing. Today it's an ESPN-filled episode. Can't do Woj and Schefter at all. 2 of the reasons why I never watch ESPN anymore were intruding on our universe. I don't mind bias, but I watch PMS because they don't talk about the NBA hardly ever. But since this move, it's been more NBA than NFL as of late, and it's an ESPN personality almost every single day, and some days it's all 3 hours. First time ever I fast forward most of the episodes since becoming a PMS stooge every single day for the last 4 years. Sad day for me and had to gripe to a group who probably feel the same pain. And finally, and probably the most funniest thread, involved a video snippet of UFC president Dana White. Days after his ESPN announcement, Pat had Dana on the show, and since ESPN is already partnered with UFC, I guess Pat thought he'd get a sugar-coated response from Dana. But he didn't. Watch this clip and look at Pat's reaction.
I'm starting to feel it. Let me tell you what. Once you start to get suits involved in your business and these fucking corporate guys who think they know what they're fucking doing, and most of them don't know jack shit.
No.
What happens when you get these fucking suits involved in your business?
All right, so I don't know what happened.
You're gonna see how it's gonna affect your business over the next several years, but
Okay,
yeah.
so that's what I was going to ask you, though. I was going to ask you that.
Anyways, with that said, I'm still going to hold out until the full ESPN transition before I give my final thoughts. I'm really curious to see if Pat can maintain his brand and image. I hope he does. This is such an amazing show to watch throughout the season and beats the heck out of watching the same old stupid debates every single day.